Welcome to the show, everybody. Joseph Robert Camo, the Fantasy Football Counselor. Big episode. We're talking about the final list. Top 10 running backs for Fantasy Football 2021. Yes, the final list, and it's not going to look like the Concheapsis rankings, guys. Big episode here, diving into why these guys should be in the top 10 and leaving a lot of guys like Eckler out of the top 10 and why I'm leaving them out. It's going to be an interesting show, guys. The final top 10 running backs for Fantasy Football 2021. This show is brought to you by DraftKings, the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL. Guys, download the app right now. Listen, we're going to be playing DraftKings together every single week because we can draft every week. It enhances that game watching experience. Trust me, ever since I got into DraftKings and I started drafting every week, it was so much more fun. Download the app right now, guys. Use promo code FFLion for Fantasy Football Lion when you sign up. There's also a link here below to take you direct to the area where you got to sign up. Sign up right now. You got a shot at $1 million week one. This is absolutely huge, guys. This is absolutely epic, guys. Every single week we could draft. Download the app DraftKings. Use promo code FFLion. You're all set. I've also created a group called Fantasy 365 where we're going to be playing every single week. Well, I'll be supplying my optimal DFS plays every single week to help you guys get an edge in DFS, of course. Okay, guys? So DraftKings app, FF Lion. Let's get to the show. Top 10 running backs. Let's go. All right, guys, welcome to the show. This show is brought to you, like I said, by DraftKings. Go download the app. Use promo code FF Lion. Also, guys, Manscaped.com, promo code SHOWERLINE. Don't get the codes confused, guys. It's all lion mentality. SHOWERLINE. Save yourself 20%. Amazing fit, finish. Guys, these groomers are amazing. In behind me here, I've actually got the Lawnmower 4.0. Let me show this to you here. Make sure you guys head on over and grab this. Not only is it's got skin-safe technology, it's got rechargeable wireless charging. It's got LED spotlight. It's waterproof. Guys, the battery lasts forever. And not only that, it's safe. Your balls will thank you. They've also got amazing underwear, which I use. I swear by them. Super comfortable. So after you shave your balls, you get to put them in the soft, never mind. Just get the underwear. You'll understand what I mean. They're super comfortable. They don't bunch up like my other underwear, my Walmart underwear did. Guys, Manscaped.com, promo code SHOWERLINE. Go treat yourself. Great products, fit and finish, okay? And if you haven't drafted yet, get the 16-round draft solution. I've linked it here below. 16 rounds is the game changer, guys. Thousands of people have dove in. They like it. Very confident with their lineups. There's a backup plan for a backup plan. Guys, 16-round draft solution. You will dominate your leagues. It'll be light years ahead of the competition. Get it right now. Don't hesitate, okay? Linked it below. All right, let's dive into this, guys. Got to plug what I believe in. If I believe in something, get it. I really believe in Manscaped. I like their product. I'm really happy with their product. That's why I believe in it, guys. I'm extending out a 20% discount using promo code SHOWERLINE on their site. Okay, guys? All right, here we go. Running backs. Now, I got to tell you, the way that the running backs are now with the Concheapsis, I don't like them. We got Nick Chubb in the top 10. I don't like it. Austin Eckler in the top 10. I don't like it. Now, mind you, I really love Herbert this year. I think the offense will be pretty effective, but I still am not sold on Eckler being a top 10 running back, being that he's just a pass-catching back. Now, again, this list could be off too. My list could definitely be off. I'm not saying my list is perfect, and I don't really like lists. I want to do a disclaimer here that I'm not a list guy. I'm doing this as a formality. I'm doing this. It's entertaining. I'm doing this because I like talking running backs, and I really enjoy this. But really, the holy grail, the pinnacle of what I do is 16 rounds, because I tell you who are the optimal players to draft or draft. If I feel a guy isn't safe to draft in the first round, I'm not going to draft him. I'll give you an example. Lamar Jackson last year was in my top 10, but I wasn't drafting Lamar Jackson in round 2, right? And he finished 10th amongst quarterbacks. He finished in the top 10, but let me get this straight to you guys. I want you to understand the mentality. He was not worth a second-round pick. I said a decline was going to happen. Another guy, he wasn't in my top 10, but I'll give you an example. Chris Godwin being drafted, right, in round 2. Okay, that was way too high for Chris Godwin. I knew that they were going to spread the ball around. One more example, Michael Thomas. I knew he wouldn't finish on top. He was number 1 on wide receivers last year. Everybody drafted Michael Thomas, top 5 pick. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to fade Michael Thomas first round. Sure enough, he busted. Same with Kenyon Drake, top 10 last year. Austin Eckler, both those guys busted. So you guys get the point here, right? Like, it's where you draft players. You're drafting on ADP. You're not drafting based on rankings, okay? But for fun, let's do some rankings here for you. But don't take get the 68-round draft solution. That's where things get serious, okay? Let's dive into it. All right, number 10. Okay, by the way, I'm wearing a Steelers hat, so you probably know who's going to be in the top 10 list at running back. At some point, there may be a Steelers running back in the top 10. I'm just teasing a little bit here. All right, number 10, James Robinson. Yes, I got him ahead of Nick Chubb. I got him ahead of Austin Eckler. Why? 240 attempts last year, over 1,000 yards rushing. And if you take a look very closely if you go and just pull up a photo of James Robinson anywhere, take a look at his shoulder. Why? Because there's probably a chip on it, because they brought in ATN, early first-round pick, and ATN got hurt. Isn't karma a bitch? Now, I'm not wishing injury on anybody, but I'm telling you, this works out in James Robinson's favor. Unless they bring in somebody else. We got some lingering free agents. I'm not really concerned about Gurley or Bell, but they could be a thorn in the side of James Robinson, but only in the passing game. Now, it's just weird. I just feel the Jacksonville Jaguars really did James Robinson wrong, because he was an undrafted free agent last year, and he came in and he was the best player on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Show the man some respect. Now, he's in a prime position, guys, this year to thrive. Now, Carlos Hyde is there. I don't know how much of a factor that's going to be. He's had years to wow him out loud. Carlos Hyde sucks, but he can be a pest, definitely. I still like James Robinson. I think he's going to get a ton of volume. He's going to get worked. And you know what? He got 49 passes last year, so he can be involved in the receiving game if need be. I like James Robinson. I think they're going to move Chenault into that ATN role, because he came into the league being a gadget player. I know a lot of people high on Laviska Shenault. I still think Chark is going to be the guy. I think Marvin Jones is going to pest a lot of that red zone stuff. But James Robinson at 10, just simply predicated on volume and opportunity. Now, I want you to note something here, guys. Okay? When you're doing your drafts, mock drafts, or when you're doing your league drafts, you're going to notice a lot of running backs coming off very early, because there's only a handful of running backs with minimal committees, and those are the only guys I got in here. I will not put a scat back receiving running back Austin Eckler in the top 10, not worthy of that Derrick Henry type workload, right? So I only put in guys that I feel will finish top 10. And I want to do another disclaimer here. There's an opportunity, there's a chance that guys will break in. Maybe Melvin Gordon has an amazing year, bounces back. Maybe Javonte Williams takes that job, becomes a top 10 running back. Maybe Michael Carter becomes a full 3-down workhorse running back on the Jets and becomes a top 10 running back. We don't really know. Maybe Trey Sermon, Mostert gets hurt. Sermon becomes a 3-down back in San Fran. We don't know. But I'm telling you, this is a top 10 based on opportunity, volume, situation, talent, durability, all that fun stuff. Okay, so James Robinson at 10. Coming at number 9. There's a couple guys here that I'm feeling a little bit like, something could happen. But David Montgomery, last year, 247 attempts, 1,070 yards, 8 touchdowns. Finally, Nagy realized he's the guy. Now, they got Damian Williams there. He's not very good. They've got Tariq Cohen, who isn't going to be starting at the beginning of the season, but could be a factor later on. David Montgomery is still going to be a workhorse guy. Now, we're talking about where to draft these guys. Going back, James Robinson, end of round 2 would be ideal. David Montgomery, round 2 as well. Who do I like between these two? It's really a coin toss. My gut's kind of telling me I feel safer with Montgomery, but I feel a little more stealing and excitement with James Robinson. Both these guys could come off in round 2, okay? Alvin Kamara here coming at number 8. So I got David Montgomery at 9, but again, I have to go with Alvin Kamara here at number 8. A lot of people have him higher than me simply because he finished on top last year. Why did Kamara finish on top? Number 1, he had Drew Brees. The problem with Kamara is, here's the problem, okay? This is very, very simple to me. The problem is Brees is gone, and he was the main source that fed his fantasy points. He's a receiving back, 83 receptions last year. He's a 75 to 85 reception type of guy. But he's not a volume on the ground guy. 187 attempts, nothing compared to like a Derrick Henry with 378. So when you look at James Robinson, 240 attempts at number 10, my number 10 guy. You look at David Montgomery, who I like. I still think he's going to get the volume at 247 attempts. And then you got Kamara, 187 attempts, a bit of a turnoff. But where he makes his volume is in his receptions. So with Brees gone, is that going to be an issue? I think so. They've got Taysom Hill there, who hoards away rushing touchdowns. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, Joe, Winston's getting started. Why are you worried about Taysom Hill? Well, Taysom Hill was there when Brees was there, you dummies. Like, don't you understand that Breeze was there and they kept interchanging, bringing him Taysom Hill, especially near the goal line, hoarding away goal line work. And don't you remember week 16, what happened? Let me refresh your memory. They were playing Alvin Kamara, had 6 touchdowns in that game. And what happened? They brought in Taysom Hill to get that 7th touchdown when they could have gave that to Kamara. Yes, Kamara had around 56 points PPR that week, which overall inflated his whole fantasy numbers, which is another turnoff to me. But they brought in Taysom Hill. They could have just gave that to Kamara. That bothered me. Again, Hill's going to be a factor. That's kind of foreshadowing what's going to happen. I think Hill's also going to rush it in himself. You know, it's just going to, I don't know, man. Without Breeze, there's going to be question marks, but I think he's safe. I got him in the top 10. He always kind of finishes in the top 10 if healthy. But you could say also Michael Thomas is going to be missing some games. You know, Kamara's going to be involved more in the pass game. You could make that argument, okay? So number 7 here, Jonathan Taylor, only 232 attempts last year, but he didn't get going until mid to late season. You know, 1,169 yards. He is a touchdown guy. He's going to have over 10 touchdowns this year, just like he did last year. Jonathan Taylor is a guy that's a full workhorse running back, right? Problem is they brought Marlon Mack back. That's a bit of a turnoff. They got Naheem Hines there. You know, Carson Wentz, how's he going to run that offense? Wide receivers, is there enough of a threat at wide receivers to, you know, for Taylor to see less stacked boxes? I don't know. I mean, Pittman, Campbell, are these guys that good? Pittman's great value in drafts and a big-time sleeper, but Hilton's banged up for the first, you know, couple games and stuff like that. So, guys, it's a little suspect there with stack box with Taylor. I'd be a little concerned here, but if everything goes well, if the committee isn't a committee and he becomes a 3-down back, you know, everybody starts firing on all cylinders, Carson Wentz starts throwing the ball, could be exciting here for Jonathan Taylor, but again, I have some question marks. Coming at number 6, now I'm not drafting this guy in the first round, but I got to put him in the top 10. I'm not going to factor in injury here, but Dalvin Cook coming at number 6. A lot of people are taking him first, second overall. Listen, he hasn't finished the season. He had 312 attempts last year, 1,557 yards, a lot of touchdowns. Okay, so like 16, 17 touchdowns. Listen, it's not going to happen again. Okay, like he has not finished a game all season. He has blown his load. He is not going to have 300 attempts. He's not going to survive 312 attempts this year. I'm telling you that right now. History from Dalvin Cook shows me season 1 played 4 games, season 2 played 11 games, 14 games the 2 prior seasons, which are somewhat Cinderella seasons in regards to fantasy points. But he did miss the Fantasy Football Championships back in 2019. So going into 2021 Fantasy Football, Dalvin Cook is now on his last legs. Believe me, I'm not investing a first-round pick on a guy who has not finished a season and a guy who's on his last legs. Believe me, this guy will not finish the season. If he does, I'm going to be completely wrong. I'm going to eat crow and I'm going to apologize. But I will not apologize. I do not trust this guy. But I got him at number 6 as a formality because if healthy, he could easily finish top 6, okay? Coming at number 5, I love this guy this year. Super safe because he's had a down year last year. I'm talking Zeke Elliott. Zeke Elliott, 244 attempts, 979 yards. And, you know, he had a low last year. He had like, 6 touchdowns? What do you have, 6 touchdowns? That's going to come up. Let me take a look here. I think it was 6. Yeah, 6 touchdowns. I mean, he's a 10-touchdown guy. He's a 300-attempt guy. I know they're a throw-first team, but I still think he gets used more this year. I really do with Dak Prescott if Dak Prescott comes back healthy. Zeke Elliott apparently losing 10, 15 pounds, looking like the best shape of his life. I saw videos on him. He's moving really, really well, really slick. So if you're talking about the safest pick in the first round with not such a high ceiling, but a really solid floor of 250 attempts, 8 touchdowns, 1,000 yards, floor base, you're getting that production out of your RB1. It's Zeke Elliott coming at number 5. Coming at number 4 here, Christian McCaffrey. I know that a lot of people have him at number 1, but it's a new offense. And Chuba Hubbard looked pretty damn good. Chuba Hubbard, remember the name, looked pretty good in preseason. Who's going to be catching the ball in the backfield? So I think they're going to work Chuba in just for the sheer preservation of Christian McCaffrey coming off that injury. I got him at number 4 based on the fact that he is a workhorse. He has done it before. But understand, guys, there could be a big decline coming. It's a new offense, new quarterback, right? New situation. Christian McCaffrey's still going to get most of the workload, but I think Chuba's going to be a bit of a factor. Coming number 3, and I think a decline is coming, but not significant, Derrick Henry. 378 attempts, 2,027 yards, and 17 touchdowns. He's only part of a select few of running backs that have rushed over 2,000 yards, okay? Adrian Peterson being one of them. So not only that, he's looking at going back-to-back 2,000-yard rushing season. Very, very, very rare. Never happened before. Back-to-back 2,000 rushing seasons never happened. 17 touchdowns last year. A decline's happening. Let's just be honest. They brought in Julio Jones. They're going to throw the ball a lot more. They want to win this year. They brought in enough weapons to want to win a Super Bowl. I don't know if Tannehill's the guy to take them there, but Derrick Henry's a guy that safe as possible, right? If healthy, knock on wood, he's been healthy, he's going to produce. How much is he going to produce? Not as much as last year. I don't see it, but I got him top 3. He's going to be super safe, okay? Number 2 here, there it is, Steeler gang right here, Najee Harris. Now, Joey's a rookie. The O-line is suspect. How could you do this? He's a combination of the upside Saquon Barkley and the safe Zeke Elliott. Now, I go back to 2017 years. Le'Veon Bell had a great year. He had 328 attempts on the ground, 1,291 yards, 9 rushing touchdowns, and a ton of receptions. He's going to be the guy in Pittsburgh. I don't care what anybody says. He is the 3-down back, and he's better than Le'Veon Bell. He's stronger than Le'Veon Bell. I love Najee Harris. He's hungry. He's young. He's dynamic. He's going to get the volume. I'm totally comfortable taking him anywhere in the first round, and I have. But I was fortunate enough to combo him in some leagues with Saquon and Najee because people are sleeping on Najee. You could probably get him in the second round. I love him. If you feel he's going to fall in the second round, take him there. I love him. I love the opportunity. All I got to say, okay? Saquon Barkley here is my number 1. Why? It's a make-or-break season for a guy who's arguably the most talented, physically talented running back in the game. Saquon Barkley, very easy, 385 points in 2018. Finished top 10 in 2019, but only played 13 games. 2020 got hurt, fluke injury, coming back now. Now, let's count out last year as fluke. It was a knee injury. He may get integrated slowly this year. I think he'll be ready from what I'm hearing. I'm talking to some Giants ambassadors. I think he's going to be ready week 1. If he's not, it's going to be week 2 or 3. Either way, he's got the highest ceiling amongst all running backs based on talent, opportunity, and there's literally no committee there. Love Saquon Barkley. Got him in at number 1. Based on what goes down must come up. He is the guy at number 1, okay? There's your top 10 running backs. Make sure you draft him in the right round at the right value. Like I said, Najee Harris, if you get him in the second round, if you feel he's going to fall, wait. But I feel he's getting sniped very early at the end of that first round. All right, guys? Top 10, James Robinson, David Montgomery, Alvin Kamara, Jonathan Taylor, Dalvin Cook, Ezekiel Elliott, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Najee Harris, and Saquon Barkley. Yes, Nick Chubb, Austin Eckler. I don't believe in him. Nick Chubb's competing with Kareem Hunt over there. Kareem Hunt outscored him last year in PPR. Austin Eckler can't finish a season. He's not a full workhorse running back. They brought in Larry Roundtree for a reason. Larry Roundtree could be that goal line guy. Joshua Kelly looking better in the receiving game, got some more confidence. I don't know, man. I just don't believe in Austin Eckler and some of these guys that got in the top 10. Really sketchy stuff, okay? There's my top 10 list, the final list going into the season. But if you want the true information, non-list wise, get the 16-round draft solution at thefantasyfootballcounselor.com. Google it or it's below. I'm out, guys. I appreciate you for being here. And remember, DraftKings.com. Go right now, right? Use promo code FFLion. We'll talk soon, guys. I'm out.